not saying that I don't understand. I'm just saying
Yeah,
that
I think everyone
I
should
don't think that someone should be voting if they don't understand. It's not voting.
It is very easy to understand who you're voting for. Very easy.
Yes, we learned this in school.
Yeah. So everybody should be able to understand. Everybody should vote, because if you're not voting, you don't care what's happening. I mean, like, you don't care what's happening politically. You don't care what's happening in the place that you live.
No. I think that in a family dynamic, right, which is what ought to be in the world, there should be husband, wife, children. Okay, that's what it ought to be, right? In a perfect world, a woman wouldn't have to vote because her husband would be fulfilling his duties as a husband.
What?
Yeah. So in a family, right, I'm not saying that a woman can't have an opinion or express her concerns or needs from how government will affect their family, but I believe that those needs.
Welcome along to an evening that was made for football. The pitch is in great order too. I'm your commentator, Guy Mowbray, delighted to be in the company of Stuart Robson, and every reason to believe we're in for an entertaining match here. It's the Old Boys, and they take on the Hurricanes.
When looking forward to this game, you can't help but notice there are some great matchups all over the pitch, particularly in those central areas. Whichever team wins
Legal
one of those
abortions.
battles will win the game.
Legal abortions.
Legal,
Here's the
unaliving
lineup
abortion.
for the Old
The
Boys.
abortions
Thibaut
for
Courtois
is
is in
it
goal.
unalive?
William
Is
Saliba plays alongside Pau
abortions
Torres
legal?
as the
Well, it
centre-backs.
depends on people's
Vitinha
definitions
plays
of
alongside
abortion.
Scott
Because
McTominay
there's
in
some
the
people
heart of
who
midfield,
definitely
and they're playing with
think
just
that
one up front.
all, like even giving
Oh, the
birth
chance
and
here.
stuff should be considered an abortion. So yeah, also like insurance is usually
And the
just put
chance
like
slips away.
spontaneous abortion
Nice
for some
approach
stuff.
play, but the
So I'm
final
making
pass
it clear, I'm
wasn't
talking
quite
about
good
legal
enough.
abortions.
Well, this is a bit
You
of
know,
a
where the
scramble.
baby is unalived and then
Oh,
removed
could
from
be
the mother's
here.
womb forcefully.
Yeah, morally, I don't think that's
Pineda.
murder. Morally,
That makes no sense to me. Like you agree
Well,
that
he
an
thought that was
abortion
in, and I
is
have to say, so
intentional.
did I.
You
It was a
agree
really
that
good
it's
effort.
unalived in the process.
yeah.
How is this not a murder?
Hurricanes need to
Is
take
it
more
murder?
care of the ball.
No, answer my question. How is it not murder?
Well, he's a player that
I mean, the
many
baby
have
didn't
been
take his
talking
first
about.
breath,
Will
didn't
we
he?
be talking about him
You
for the
know.
right reasons today, though?
Did he take his
Well,
first
he's
breath?
determined, he's got a good
Well,
lead, and
it's
he's
right.
excellent
Right.
technically, which is
Yeah,
why
but
he will
that's
be a
inside the
massive
womb. I'm
threat
talking
if
about
balls
outside
come
the
into the
womb.
box.
Once the baby is outside the womb, it's considered alive. Is it not?
And the Hurricanes have
Alive
it back.
or alive?
Alive. And yeah, alive. It's alive in the
It's
womb.
alive to the moment of conception.
Yeah, definitely. But is it a life?
What do you mean by
Careless
life?
in possession
You
for
say they
Old
have to have
Boys.
experiences. I would say
I think.
first development alone would be an experience.
Okay, so I mean, I don't know what you want me to like say. I mean, it's not. Abortion is not
Hurricanes
murder.
losing the ball, so frustrating.
Okay, well, if that's all you're gonna keep saying, I'm just gonna move on to the next guy.
Okay.
He's
We're
in
not
here.
getting anywhere with that.
Well, you have to stand and applaud when you see a finish like that. It is a tremendous piece of skill.
This person wanted to come up, so I'm shutting them up.
You're not gonna get. What was it? Ballot. What is that? The ballot stuffing. So they're investigating it.
Good. Well, the AP already called it though, and it's like, how can you fucking do that?
I present.
So if you'd like, you're low turnover. Hope you know that. You got dog walk?
Got her back.
You think we should bring her in here?
No, I'm just saying it would look. It's just a precautionary measure. Anyone else could do it. Not exactly. There's nothing we can do about it. Let him come. I really don't give a damn.
Yeah, there we go. Welcome in, Protect. How are you, buddy? So that's not bad.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm finally getting over this Dave's sickness. I don't know. I don't know what I had, but it was awful. Okay.
Spoiler alert, Carlos is not a doctor based on what happens next. What?
Really? I've played this before. I guess I never really noticed anything. Is that it? Is that all we can look at in here?
shows.
Hurricanes being afforded too much space here. And trying his luck. And a really smart stop there.
I mean,
To the box
if you
it
look at her
goes.
arm, I couldn't tell if it was a dog bite or a human bite. A doctor, I think, would be able to tell pretty easily. A good doctor.
The Hurricanes come away with it.
It's not.
Chance to move inside. What a chance! And another! 2 goals in a matter of minutes. No wonder they're celebrating. Incredible!
Back.
Vitinho.
Back. Just ramping. Ow! Alright, stop it.
Promising forward burst. Oh, they were getting interested there, but not anymore.
That hurts.
Oh, that's not a good challenge at all. Card coming here, surely. And he's going to go in the book.
He's earned that with a clumsy challenge.
Causal argument, basically, consent to an action is consent to the consequences of said action, and so if you consensually engage in sex and get pregnant, you shouldn't be allowed to unlock the child because you don't like those
This could be a turning point.
Anybody want to debate him?
Someone for the
like
team
that.
there.
That's the causal argument that I have debate. Now, like I said, I don't like the fact that I don't like the unaliving of innocent children, but also of forcing someone to go through something that they did not choose to do. I don't feel like that. I can't really take
Excellent save from the keeper. You have to say that.
Does anybody want to debate with him?
Wait, what's the truth? I don't think it's that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, then have a good night. We're
Hold on. I want, there's a reason I came. So, because you say no exceptions whatsoever.
Yes, no exception.
Even if the mother will be killed from the pregnancy, before the fetus is viable.
Yeah. No, I would say an abortion's still not necessary in that instance. I would say they should induce labor and attempt to save both of them. I don't think that an abortion would be necessary. So I'm saying that I don't think that the intentional unaliving inside the womb would be necessary in order for the mother to live.
I don't see how removing a person from their life support before they can sustain themselves.
I think they should be given palliative. I think they should be given palliative care.
Hey,
I don't understand why you're still talking.
I don't understand why
I'm trying to explain to you something.
why you are cutting me off. If you want respect, you have to.
If there is no way of treating this child and they're going to unalive, right? I think that's how you can. Why are you still talking? I'm talking and you're interrupting me.
You interrupted me. You want respect, you need to.
Are you a grown adult? You need to act like it.
And that whistle brings the first half to a close.
You need to act like an adult.
You're the one that's.
It's not interrupting me.
Alright, have a good night. I'm not doing this. Why can't they act like adults? He's pro-life too. That's crazy.
And we're back on the way for the second
He did
45.
something. He wasn't having it. Hello, how are you?
You got a pretty bad echo anyways.
Hello, Caitlin.
Hi,
How old are you?
I am 26,
What year were you born?
1999.
Just won't stick with
Are you
it.
pro-choice?
Well, there's
No,
a lot
ma'am.
being shown. Not
You're
too
pro-life?
much quality in that
I
midfield.
sure am. And I see this argument all the time, and I am so sick and tired of people using the same logic over and over and over again, talking about talking about grape and
It's become a
this
question
kind
of
of stuff. Well, you know what? I was one of those ones that got raped. I was one of those ones that got pregnant. Granted, I was 15 years old, and you know, I did end up miscarrying her, but sorry, no, it's okay. I ended up miscarrying her. But the thing is y'all have all these what if questions. There are no exceptions when it comes to unaliving a baby inside the, yes, a baby that is inside the womb. For those of you that is so hard to freaking comprehend, because if God would not have taken, you know, my child and given her a better life in heaven, then, you know, I would have done whatever possible at 15 years old to raise my child and to provide her the life that she deserved to have. I would have sucked it up and did whatever I could do, because the thing is why should that baby have to pay for somebody's wrongdoing that they did to you? You know, a lot of people say, oh, well, the baby will be a reminder and all that kind of stuff. I can promise y'all, when I held my baby in my hand when I miscarried her, he is the last person that I thought about. What I think about, because I miscarried her, again, for people, you know, I'm stating that again because people like to twist words about it. But she would not, she would have been her own person. She would not have been her father. She would not have done wrong to me. So why should a baby have to be punished because someone else did wrong to you? And also, with the abortion topic, if you actually look at statistics,
well, as we can
grape is not a reliable argument that you can use, because it's very rare that cases like that happen, actually. So why should a woman be forced to carry to term if she doesn't want it? Because, like, if you do not want a baby, the simple fact is keep your legs closed or use protection. If you're not financially stable enough, if you know you are not financially stable enough to take care of a child, keep your freaking legs closed, because at the end of the day, you cannot have sexual intercourse and expect a baby not to come out of it.
But it's come to nothing. That's a bad one, and he knows it.
I'm sorry. Someone said something about a 9-year-old. Here's the thing. And anybody on this panel, feel free to answer me, but have y'all known a 9-year-old to hit puberty?
Yeah, my child is also in 5 years.
I hit puberty when I was 9 years old.
I didn't. I hit mine. I was like in 5th grade. I was probably like 11, maybe. I don't even know anymore. But yeah, people can hit puberty, you know, at different ages, but still the thing is, you know, if you get pregnant, I mean, I'm not even talking about the grape anymore. But if you know that you are not financially able to take care of a child, regardless of whatever circumstance, then you should keep your legs closed. Because like I said, you can't have intercourse and expect a baby not to come out of it.
The person in the comments saying BS, it's not BS. The youngest child recorded to get pregnant was 5 years old.
That was like in the 1930s, I think. But yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. It was full term. I forget her name, but she did give birth full term.
It was in a different country too.
I think so.
It was like in France or something.
I think it was. Yeah, it was. It was like I can't remember exactly, but she did give birth full term. Yeah.
So, a lot of people are coming at me now for the keep your legs closed logic. I'm not talking about kids. Like, I'm literally talking about y'all are adults. First of all, if you have children that are
Boys
that
have
age,
acres of space to attack now.
you shouldn't have these worries, especially if you are doing what you are supposed to do as a parent. Because me, myself, and I'm not going to allow my child to hang around just anybody. I'm not going to allow my child to go off and do whatever they want to do because of circumstances like these that happen because you never know a person. But secondly, yes, keep your legs closed. You know, I don't understand what is so wrong with that. I don't understand what is so wrong with our younger generation. And this is why I have no freaking friends, except for one. But I literally don't have friends because we don't have the same mindset. Where is the self-respect? Like, where did our self-respect go? You know, like, why do we have to lay upon our man after man after man after man after man? Like, where's your self-respect? And then you expect a baby not to come out of it. Please be for real.
Oh, here's the case. I think that true Catholic has it on his prompt.
Oh, that's crazy.
But don't call me Catholic, please. Wanna have a listen?
Sorry, I misspoke. It was a typo.
Well, does anybody want to make a challenge here? Going for the blast on goal there, but accuracy has been sacrificed.
I would say something, but I don't want to get my free speech violated.
So that will do
I'm
it
trying to
for
find
today.
Can you like zoom out? Can you zoom out, please?
Your overall impression.
Now let me try to change it to like green screen.
That's the opposite of zooming out, but that too.
Full of energy and pace, and the
Guys, I'm
midfield
eating a
completely
fire
dominated the
right
game.
now.
It was a great
what?
all-round performance.
I'm orange and it's so
I thought you said you were eating your fire, and I like, don't do that.
What do jellyfish even eat, actually? Like fish? Sound like cannibalism or something?
They eat a lot of grass.
They'll eat other jellyfish. They'll eat like shrimp. They'll eat fish. They'll eat just about anything, man.
I was right. They do practice cannibalism.
Yes.
Oh.
Alright, you guys. Well, thank you for having me up. I wanted to debate that person, but he dropped off because he was being hella disrespectful. But thank you for having me up, and y'all have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in forever.
I've been around like all the place. I've always been here. I was just playing Fortnite. I was carrying my team. My back had a spine injury because of that. You know, the usual.
Praying to demons.
Huh? No, I wouldn't say praying to demons. Yeah. She's doing good, yeah. You should probably be going to bed pretty soon, gotta wake up early. Yeah.
Yeah, sure you do. Hi, Steve. Do we have your age?
Yeah, me too.
What year were you born?
2007.
Okay. Are you pro choice or pro life?
For life with exceptions.
Okay, what exceptions do you give?
Great first of those life.
Okay, why do you give the great exception?
Because in cases of essay, the woman did not make efforts or participate in an action that led to the pregnancy, and I feel it is unfair to force a victim to carry a pregnancy resulting from a violent crime.
Okay, but she couldn't consent to the pregnancy regardless. I don't understand why she can kill her child now that she had a traumatic experience happen to her.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
because of cases of SA, the woman did not consent to the act and she did not consent to the pregnancy. Said she had no choice or control over what happened to her. It's wrong to say.
Oh, sure.
But see, I'm explaining to you that I can agree with you that she didn't consent to schmacks. That part is wrong. But I'm saying that she didn't consent to the pregnancy because she can't consent to pregnancy. It's a biological process. So I then said I don't understand why she then has this right to have a child. So you actually would agree with this, and this wouldn't be something that you're saying.
What? I don't think it's about the right to the right of self-defense and survival, and when a pregnancy,
This is not a case of self-defense.
Like it's about recognizing that victims of the violent crime should not be forced by law to undergo the
wait a minute.
Trauma of a pregnancy against her will.
Oh wait, I did get the XP.
Physical healthcare that she needs to get through the experience of rape. This isn't telling me why she now gets to kill a child.
Who's the path to glory?
Because Anderson wouldn't be able to unalive her child because she was experiencing mass psychological trauma from her rape experience.
Yeah, I mean, Derek and medical care cannot really undo the profound trauma of being forced by law to cure a pregnancy resulting from a violent crime.
Mexico. What's the name of that company? No, the quality is Path to Glory.
These are resources to help her. So she has resources available to help her. You're not giving me a justification for her to kill her child.
I think, yeah. Okay, well, resources and financial help do not really, but even with all the resources, a victim of a violent crime is still being forced to carry pregnancy. I think you're respecting her safety and
Glory.
She can't consent to the pregnancy. You keep on saying the pregnancy was done against her will. She can't consent to the pregnancy. She didn't consent to the schmack. And that part is wrong. She was raped. But just because she was raped, I don't see how you're coming to the conclusion that she can then kill her child. I need you to explain that to me, and you're not doing that.
Well, we're just, how can I say this? I think an exception recognizes that a victim of violent crime should not be forced by law to go through birth.
Are you just gonna say the same thing over and over and over and over again? Are you going to give me the justification for killing a child?
Yeah, well, the justification is just basic human empathy. We must balance the value of the life with the reality of a terrible crime, ensuring that we do not force the victim to suffer further after trauma. So if you had a girl and she was, I don't know, 9 years old and she got raped, will you let her continue the pregnancy?
For why a woman can kill her child. And you're just saying because she's experienced this traumatic, she's experiencing this psychological trauma from this rape, that she can then kill her child. And when I ask you for further reasoning on that, you're just repeating that.
Well, the justification is that a pregnancy resulting from a crime happens completely against the woman's will. So forcing her by law to carry into term adds severe ongoing trauma to an already terrible situation, which is why an exception is
goals.
But I've already said 7 times that she can't consent to pregnancy. Even if she consents to schmecks, she can't consent to pregnancy. So either way, this pregnancy is going to be against her will. I want to know why this child was placed into her custody unconsensually, that she can then kill it.
Okay, in the case of an assault, there was no consent to the act itself. This means she had absolutely no choice or control from the very beginning, which is why consent is necessary.
Yeah, she didn't consent to the schmecks. Okay, so what does this have to do with the child? Why is the child being killed because she didn't consent to the schmecks?
I don't know, Glory.
Well, the
Have
crime is
to,
not obviously being
Glory.
targeted for punishment. The focus is just entirely on the woman, which is the victim of a severe crime. An exception exists because forcing her to.
Have to, Glory.
But the abortion though is targeting the baby. It's targeting the child, and you're murdering the child.
Yeah, but the intent is not to target the baby, but to release the victim from the physical consequences of a violent crime.
It is. That's literally the intent.
It's just about protecting the woman's health and well-being in extreme situations.
By murdering her child. That's like the whole point. And there's not even any proof that this is going to alleviate any trauma. In fact, there's proof against this, that it increases the rate of like alcohol abuse, schmug abuse, like prostitution, all of this other stuff. So I still don't see, I'm still not like seeing a justification here.
Well, if we reach to this point and you still haven't seen a justification, then we simply have a fundamental disagreement on where to draw the line between protecting a pregnancy and protecting a victim for a violent crime. For me, the justification is just human mercy for a person who went through this tragedy. For you, I think the rule is absolute. So
No, it's not mercy though, you're killing someone. You're saying that someone can sacrifice their child to get rid of some traumatic experience.
Or national pride.
Isn't even guaranteed that sacrificing their child is going to get rid of this traumatic experience. Do you support that?
National
Would you also support like a woman who raped a 14-year-old, going in and getting an abortion to hide it?
No.
Oh,
National
really?
pride.
So you would force her to gestate a pregnancy against her will?
Actually, I'm for like exceptions, and the exceptions about the rape is against the woman.
Okay, but why can't she kill the child?
National pride. National pride.
Sorry,
There's
your
a
mic is.
If baby was conceived of rape, why can't she kill it?
That's a lot of money.
It's not the same as her being raped. She's not going through any trauma because she got the trauma, so they got.
What if she is going to go through trauma?
How is she going to go through trauma? By making
Do you not? I mean, I don't know. Like, people have emotions. They can have traumatic things happen to them. It's pregnancy. You're saying that it can be emotional for someone who's raped by a man.
No, but like my point is, if a woman assaults a man and becomes pregnant, she should not be allowed to use that crime to benefit herself. However, I think the legal and medical exceptions I support are specifically designed to protect the victims of violent crimes from being forced to carry a pregnancy against their will.
Okay, so can you give like a justification for this though?
Well, my justification is that we must protect the victim, and when a crime is committed against the person's body, the law should not force them to endure further physical or psychological trauma against their will.
Okay, but like we're just going to go back in circles here because you can't give me an argument.
Well, the core argument is just about balance and compassion. I think a completely absolute rule ignores the suffering of the victim. I believe a fair position must protect the lives while also protecting a person who has already been harmed by a violent crime.
My position, you mean you're making all these assumptions about my position, but my position would establish equal protection for the victim and the child.
Well,
you're saying that you're saying that in the case of rape, there are two victims, and one victim can be killed, but the other can be protected. This is establishing unequal weights of measure. This is an abomination. So I don't know why you're making all these assumptions about my position and trying to pretend like I'm like disregarding the victim, but I'm really not. I haven't given you my position because we're talking about your position, and you can't give me any form of argumentation that justifies killing a child that was conceived of rape.
Well, my position is that we cannot ignore the profound trauma of the victim and forcing her to carry the pregnancy extends the harm of the crime. And can you give me your position then?
Why do you need my position to give your position or argumentation on why it's okay for her to murder her baby because she experienced trauma?
I just kept getting distracted. I even launched the script a while back, but I figured it's finally time to finish it up.
Well, I think the views supporting an extension is not really based on the desire to cause harm for me, but the belief that a victim of a violent crime should not legally be forced to endure that profound ongoing physical and
On EA TV. I'm your commentator, Guy Mowbray, and I'm delighted to have
It out. And it's only right that I made this video
alongside me.
because I already made one on Naruto vs. the Espada. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a really good one. So be sure to give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. And without further ado, let's dive in. So, can Ichigo solo the Akatsuki? Let's find out. When scaling Ichigo's power, it is very important to consider his superiority to characters like Monster, Hogyuko, Aizen, and Bankai Yamamoto. And this is backed up by the fact that Yamamoto got killed by a Deishi Wabak even before he absorbed all of the Gate pieces as well as the Soul King. And Ichigo in his true Shikai form is able to at least rival the casual Soul King Wabak. Also, way back in his fight at the end of the Arrancar arc, Ichigo using his final Gear to potential form could overpower Monster, Hogyuko, Aizen. And Aizen at that point was stated to have surpassed the Yamamoto. To back this up even further, when Aizen faced Yamamoto in the Super Palace, and I'm talking about the Banku, Yamamoto shares Ichigo's power of getting to the same level Ichigo's the time with his Aizen. As in, I line of scaling is very consistent. Now, in terms of where exactly he's using attack potency, I know there's a lot of contention on what level he actually is based on his relativity to Yamamoto. So people say he should cross up to
counselors were distracted. His body was never found. In 1980, a new group of young people was eager to reopen the camp. But what was supposed to be the start of a perfect summer quickly turns into a nightmare. One by one, the counselors start disappearing. The killer? Pamela Voorhees, Jason's mother.
Listen, Zakoya. My wife passed away in 2021. She was on a ventilator. I didn't pull the plug. I let her body functions cease.
Yeah.
And her heart stopped because it was unable to do those things. They kept her heavily medicated. She was in pain. She was in a coma. And she passed peacefully, surrounded by her family.
Well, Jerry, without life, without death, we don't have value in life. Death gives us value because we can appreciate life because there's an end to it. So you got to ask yourself, if you're a Christian, what did Jesus do when he was offered on the cross? Something that would numb his pain. He said no. He said no. Now, why did he do that? I couldn't do that, but why did he do that? I think he did that because he didn't want anything to dull his senses. He didn't want anything to take away from the process that we call death. And I think there's